Oh my god, my ears. They're plugged and I'm not here for it. Hey, what is up you guys? It's EJ and I'm back again with a new video. I wanted to do a book review since someone really close to me gave me this video idea. So I am procrastinating my homework and doing this. I don't read too many books because I just feel like I have a lot of things that prevents me from reading. I used to read a lot as a child, and that kind of just went down as I got older. But I got 2 new books for Christmas, this past Christmas. One of them is This Modern Love by Will Derbyshire, and then the second one is Milk and Honey by I'm gonna butcher this, Rupi Kaur. I've been wanting this book for a long time. It's literally like the most Tumblr famous books of all time. I know a lot of people that have this book because it is a great book. It's a poetry book, and I think it's one of my most favorite books of like all time. I read it so quickly. I read it in less than a week, which is like really quickly knowing me because like I said, I don't have a lot of time to read books. But this is a very but it's not like from top to bottom. It's like few sentences, few lines here and there. So I really like this book. I really love poetry books, so this one is one of my favorites. It's, I don't know if you can see, I bookmarked all the pages that I liked. Never dog ear. Got a lecture about it. Milk and Honey. It's kind of a feminist poetry book. There are 4 sections: the hurting, the loving, the breaking, and the healing. I like that, and I like how it's styled, and I like the little illustrations in it. I'm not gonna spoil. I mean, I don't know. If you've been on Tumblr, you probably have already seen a lot of pictures of pages from this book. Let me just read some of my favorites out loud from each section. Why not? We're all friends. Let's start with the hurting. I use little sticky notes. So you can see I use I took sticky notes, like the square ones, the ones that are like this big, and like cut it up into strips and just used that. They weren't very sticky, but like when I put them there and kind of just closed the book, it would stay. Every time you tell your daughter you yell at her out of love, you teach her to confuse anger with kindness, which seems like a good idea till she grows up to trust men who hurt her because they look so much like you. To fathers with daughters. That one really hits home for me. The loving. I like these pages too. They're so simplistic. This one is a Tumblr famous one. Just letting you know. I might have reblogged that picture of this page so many times now that am I original anymore? No. I do not want to have you to fill the empty parts of me. I want to be full on my own. I want to be so complete I could light a whole city. And then I want to have you because the 2 of us combined could set it on fire. Ugh. How do you turn a forest fire like me so soft I turn into running water? The breaking. It's so horrible in my mind and in my heart. I remember reading this and crying inside because it's so raw, it's so real, it's so deep. It gets you deep in your soul. It must hurt to know I am your most beautiful regret. Do you think I was a city big enough for a weekend getaway? I am the town surrounding it, the one you've never heard of, but always pass through. There are no neon lights here, no skyscrapers or statues, but there's thunder, where I make bridges tremble. I am not street meat, I am homemade jam, thick enough to cut the sweetest thing your lips will touch. I am not police sirens, I am the crackle of a fireplace. I'd burn you and you still couldn't take your eyes off me, because I look so beautiful doing it. You'd blush. I am not a hotel room, I am home. I am not the whiskey you want, I am the water you need. Don't come here with expectations and try to make a vacation out of me. It's honestly so good, I'm not even exaggerating. And finally, the healing. You must enter a relationship with yourself before anyone else. Accept that you deserve more than painful love. Life is moving. The healthiest thing for your heart is to move with it. My voice is trembling because this is so... I feel like every girl, even guy, could probably relate to this and feel the emotions behind the words. I'm so mad because can you see that? Look at all those fingerprints. Look at how pretty it is when when it's not directly in the light. When it's in the light, you can see the fingerprints, and it's gross. Loneliness is a sign you are in desperate need of yourself. If you were born with the weakness to fall, you were born with the strength to rise. I'm still currently reading This Modern Love. I think that one's also amazing. Here it is. I guess I could, do another book review for this one, but this book is so popular with people on Tumblr, Twitter, like all across the board on social media, even Instagram. A lot of friends post pictures of pages in this book. So I love this book, and I read it a lot when I'm feeling stressed and troubled, and I feel like when it's so popular because everyone can relate to it and everyone can feel the emotion attached to it. This is a great book. I definitely recommend it. You've probably read a page or two from this book without realizing it. I know I did for a while. I read a page and I was like, oh my god, what is that book? I need to know what this is from. And it's from this book, and it's my favorite book. I read this when I'm feeling stressed sometimes, and I need to remind myself of who I am and what I am here on this earth to do, and just when I'm feeling really low, I like to read this book, and I keep it in my backpack. I had to take it out because I had all my textbooks had to go in my backpack, but when I first got it, I used to have it in my backpack all the time. I'm thinking about putting it back in there if I have room, but I doubt it. So, and also this one too. I read this one when I was on a train one day during winter break. This one it hasn't been heard of that much, so I'm excited to do a book review on this one. Milk and Honey. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. If you love poetry, read this book. If you love very simplistic books, read this book. If you love anything about feminism or girl empowerment, read this book. If you are going through some hard times, I feel like you could still read this book. And if you're looking for just a good book to read this book. Can you not?